Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Music Mayhem Show. This is actually my first official stream, so I'm pretty excited to get things started. Um, basically, um, basically, I'm a bassist, so like I start laughing at that. Anyways, I'm Mindy Mayhem. I am the bassist in a grunge rock band called ShyGuy. I'm in the southwestern United States, in the beautiful but very hot New Mexico, state of New Mexico. Um, I'm in the band with my boyfriend Eddie. He is the guitarist and lead vocalist, and along with our longtime friend Joey, who is the drummer and backup vocalist along with me. So we're a three-piece band. I think we're pretty good. We actually just got nominated for the New Mexico Entertains Rock Band of 2026, which was pretty cool. But if you want to check out more about my band ShyGuy, you can go to shyguy.online. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream. Send me a chat if you want to. Give me a follow. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and you're going to see that I am on random.org. And I entered all of my segments into that. And we're going to click on randomize, and whatever I run into is whatever we do. So take it or leave it. All right, randomize and go. Makeup Mayhem. All right. It's a good way to start things off. Okay, so Makeup Mayhem, right? My band actually, like I said, just had we were nominated for Best Rock Band 2026 by New Mexico Entertains. It's like a entertainment organization, if you will, based out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the award ceremony last night was actually pretty dang formal, actually. Like there was a mixture of like what people were wearing and everything, but we tried to dress as sharp as humanly possible. Anyways, so Makeup Mayhem. I will tell you, it was a pain in order to come up with like an outfit that I was going to do for the award ceremony and everything. But I will show you. Let me share my screen here. This is my band's Instagram, by the way, ShyGuy Band NM. Give us a follow. We got a little over 1,300 followers. I am actually the admin. I'm one of the admins. It's me and our drummer, Joey. So that is Joey, our drummer, and he is Hear No Evil. That is Eddie, our guitarist and lead vocalist, and he is See No Evil. And that is me, Speak No Evil. Well, maybe sometimes. I guess we'll see. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys like real quickly the site and show you what the three of us look like. We actually wore coordinated outfits, so we wore black and red, and the guys wore black suits with like red vests and like red ties, and then I wore a black lace dress with like red accents, if you will, and everything. So, but this is what we look like. You probably hear our music too. So I'm pretty proud of us, like to pull off the look and everything. But it was also almost 100 degrees yesterday, so pretty warm. Um, but yeah, like I thought we looked pretty sharp, actually. I was pretty proud of us, and like we are getting compliments all night and everything, and joking around that we had just come from like a wedding reception, and like I fooled a couple people with that and everything. I was like, yeah, we just came from a wedding reception too, and they're like, oh, really? That's why you? And I was like, no, just kidding. Like we just decided to dress like this because we're crazy bastards. So on the left there is Joey, drummer. In the middle there is my very handsome and sexy boyfriend, Eddie. He plays guitar and sings the lead vocals, like I said. And then on the right here is me with my Hollywood glam look going on. So it's kind of hard to tell in the picture and everything, but I kind of bumped up like the top of my hair. And then I had a dark red, like kind of like clip-in extension added to my hair, and then I did like really like kind of like a bunch of like buns. So like it was like basically three buns that were all ratty and messed up and kind of pinned in there and everything. So kind of like a faux hawk, if you will. So, But yep, that's us looking sharp. So I thought we looked like super great there. That's actually sitting down in the theater, waiting for the New Mexico Entertains show to start. But my look was I tried to keep it simple, but it took forever to do my makeup. I won't lie to you. I'm actually wearing kind of basically some of the makeup still because unfortunately I have not showered yet since like last night. I was pretty busy today. I don't know. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. So I wanted to basically give like a little bit of info of the makeup that I used and the things that I try and the stuff that I like really like for sure. So I will get right into it. I actually so happen to have my very large makeup case right next to me. It is a lighted makeup case. So, oh God, you can see all the makeup I got in there. And that's not even all my makeup. That's the crazy part. Did my brows with the Tarte Sketch and Set in black brown. So I don't know if you can see that really well or whatever. So one side is basically a brow pencil, and it's a pretty fine tip, and can go back down and everything. And then the other side is brow gel, and so like it helps fill in like my brows a little bit. Like I have pretty sparse brows. I think I definitely overplucked back in the day, so like I do have to like fill them in and everything. They probably look atrocious right now, but I kind of didn't really care as much. I'm sorry, like no offense, guys, but didn't care as much as like an award ceremony. So, and then the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. So it's actually just white, and it goes on pretty white if you see that. So that's really nice for like brightening up like the inside of my eyes because like I feel like my eyes are kind of like closer set, I guess. So like I do the white on like the inner corners and everything to try to brighten it up a little bit. My inner corners I also did this is a number 7 Lights Camera Action palette. So it's actually this champagne gold color here that I used on my inner eyes on top of, like, it's kind of hard to see, but it's like a gold shimmer. So that's my number 7 brand palette. And I can't remember where I got this. I think I got it off of Amazon. Like, I don't think it was like very expensive or anything. I used Gen C in Shroom for my eyeshadow crease and like the outer corner. Like it actually tapered up into into kind of like a bit of a fin for kind of like an uplift. So this stuff is really nice. It is liquid eyeshadow, and it's kind of like a brownish taupe color. And I thought it was like a really good palette because I was gonna do red lipstick. It's kind of hard to tell. I still have it on right now. It's got one hell of a hang time. It is liquid and it goes to powder super quick. If you guys are curious about my mug, my coffee mug, it's a Jeffrey Dahmer coffee mug, and it says, "If you can't beat him, eat him." My son, who's 18, um, got this for me for Christmas a couple of years ago. I thought it was pretty funny. All right. I also did a layer on my brows with NYX brow gel as well to just kind of give it like multi-dimensional color, so it's not like just like straight like black, you know. I kind of have like very dark brown, almost black hair. Mascara primer, and my mascara, I used Lancome Cils Booster. I swear by this stuff. Like this is part of my holy grail, dude. Like if there was the apocalypse and I had to pack a bug out bag, but I also still had to worry about performing somehow in the apocalypse, I would pack this. You know what I mean? Um, I have pretty long eyelashes, but the problem that I have is that like they're kind of like dark on the roots and everything, but then they like turn like platinum blonde for some damn reason. And then I use the Tarte Maneater I only have a sample of this because I was giving it a shot. I wanted something that had like a little bit of a grip on those lashes, especially when you put on primer. The best way I do it is I put the primer on and while it's still mostly wet, which is usually within about 30 seconds to a minute, it'll dry. So don't put on mascara after it dries. Put on mascara before it dries all the way, if that makes sense. This stuff's great. Like I like the spoolie on it actually. Like it is, or the applicator. Like it's kind of more of like a very fine brush, but with teeth, you know? So like it gives quite a bit of lift and like it gives like a lot of volume and everything too. So, and then for my contour and my blush, I just did a cheapo CoverGirl for my blush. So I did Toasted Shy, so it's kind of like a deep brick red because I was doing red accents with my black dress, so I figured that it would kind of bring it out a little bit. And I'll show you the picture of me again. But yeah, it's looks very brick red, but I applied like a lot on my hand, like if you can see it. So it was a deep red color, but I just kind of wanted to go with that tone. I knew it was going to buff in, you know, quite a bit. So little goes a long way with cream blush, by the way. And for my contour, I did the Sephora Contour Stick in Fair to Light. So this one actually, like I've always been quite a bit of a makeup nerd. And I've had this conversation with people before whether or not to use bronzer or contour. And contour is supposed to be a neutral undertone. So like it's supposed to add shadow. So like what you would want to do is like that would go on like the hollow of your cheeks, underneath your jawline if you want to cut it in. Some people will even like add like kind of almost like what looks like a dimple area. You can do it up on your temples a little bit and everything, but you really don't need to. Like it's kind of more for like cutting in your cheeks, like where you want to add shadows. And it's weird because like forever I tried to like stay away from contour and then I started using contour. And the way that I looked in pictures or on stage and stuff like that and everything was like night and day. I was like, dang, I look like I lost 20 pounds in my face. You know, well, maybe not 20 pounds, but um, so anyways, like contour, blush, one vital thing that I know is if you put, let's say, foundation on, it's cream foundation, and then you want to go in with the contour and the blush, highlighter, if it's cream highlighter, before your setting powder. So before you put powder on your face, like that step between the foundation and your powder, if you are using cream stuff like cream contour, cream blush, cream highlighter. I did also use cream highlighter. Trifle Cosmetics Liquid Glow Liquid Luminizer. So that was my highlighter that I did. And the highlighter was like up on the upper cheek. So I did all of these and then I set it with setting powder and then I added bronzer a little bit to my forehead to just kind of give me like a little bit of a sun kiss. I find that cream contour works better than powder contour, and I find that powder bronzer works better than cream bronzer. Does that make sense? So bronzer is going to add a little bit of color back into your skin. So whether it is like a very light color to just kind of like add a little bit of like luminosity, like a little bit of radiance to your face, like in certain areas, like if you want to use that, like it might be bronzer, if you will, but like if it's a light enough color, like it could actually be like a highlighter for you as well. So the bronzer is where the sun kisses your face. A contour is a place to add shadows and kind of carve in like cheekbones or make your jawline a little bit more prominent, get rid of like a double chin, stuff like that and everything. Works like a champ. It is just hard to find like the right color, and what doesn't seem like the right color is actually the right color for you, because even if you have warm or cool skin tone, you would use a neutral contour. So like that's the difference between that and everything. And a bronzer is more of like a warm tone, so like it adds, if you will, sunlight to your face. And then a highlighter would be where like the light would hit. So it would help make it like a bit more reflective. So that would be like on your upper cheekbones. I would do it underneath my brows and a little bit on my chin, maybe. I tried not to like highlight the hell out of my nose. I don't know why. But it's my rant about that for now. So let me take another sip of coffee while I think about something else to talk about. All right, my foundation was great. I swear by this stuff. This is Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and I use 110 Light Neutral. And I tell you what, this stuff is amazing. Like, I swear by it. Um, I I'm typically like profusely sweating by the time we load onto stage, if that makes sense. So before we're about to play our set, I am already sweating. And this stuff, even if I do sweat, it does come through my pores. This stuff actually works really well. But the only thing that I'm going to say is that if you're planning on sweating a lot, I would definitely use a setting spray. So a setting spray still like that would go on top of everything once you're done. Either that or you can put it onto like a sponge or like a beauty blender and just kind of like just spray the setting spray onto the beauty blender or like a puff or something like that and just kind of like just pat it on your face and everything. It really helps. So like if you're a musician like me and you want to wear foundation, you want to smooth out your skin tone and everything, this stuff works. Like, I am all for unisex makeup, and I think that a good foundation, boy or girl, whatever you identify as, so many different shades too. It's amazing. And you support Lady Gaga, which is amazing. And like I have much respect to her even as a rock musician. And for my setting powder, I used Givenchy. I know it's fancy. As infrequently as I use setting powder, which I only use for an event, like more of a fancier event. If I'm playing a show, it's just typically foundation, maybe a little blush, maybe a little contour, and obviously eye makeup, and then setting spray because I know I'm gonna sweat and like it'll just reblend. Like once I stop sweating, I go into the bathroom, pat it out, totally good. This stuff is less sweatier situations, but I did wear this last night. It's Givenchy Prism Libre, and it's in Mousseline Pastel because I have, I would say, borderline between fair to light skin, and it is. Hope I don't dump this on my keyboard, but it's basically a mixture of colors to like kind of help color correct. So it's got white, pink, green, and blue, and it basically kind of like mixes together to kind of like basically kind of give you like a full even, but it's very translucent, and it does like really kind of help blend out and everything. The only thing sometimes is that it usually kind of mutes out my blush, so I usually try to put like extra blush on, keeping that in mind. I'm going to show you my monitor again, and then you can see my makeup. So that was my makeup. I forgot about my my lips. So the Makeup Forever Endless Cacao, the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in Iconic Nude, and then Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Red Carpet Red. So I mean, like it was really great. It was like really lush lipstick. So, anyways, without further ado, look back at my look again. All right, so yep, that is my look. And let me see. I think I have what I wore. Yeah, there we go. So this is pretty much my entire outfit. The dress I got off of Dress Outlet. It was about $100. It is a reproduction of Tadashi Soju or something like that. The dress was super great. It was really comfortable. It was a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be, which was great because it was hot out. And then underneath my dress, I wore a ombre tutu kind of underskirt, and that transition from black up top like down to a like a brighter red to just kind of give it a pop of color at the bottom. I wore fishnet stockings, and then I wore these shoes, which are actually technically dancing shoes. I figured that they would probably be more comfortable than like 3 or 4 inch heels or something like that because I knew I was going to be walking around, and typically I wear Converse or something like that, so you know I'm usually pretty chill and I don't usually dress up a lot and everything, so like I knew my feet were going to be killing me no matter what. It would have been killing me if I would have been wearing flats, just because we were walking around quite a bit. But those were super comfortable, and they like totally went with my dress. I got so many different compliments. And then the sash at the top that's like tied there in the top middle, I wore that around my waist, tied behind my back. And then I had black rhinestone earrings. I had this ring, and then I had another ring. And I did my nails actually in black, like they're still black. You can see them. So I did like a black matte because like I figured that that worked better than doing like the reds. But I did do my toenails red. The Pito shoes like worked out really well for the red nail polish. And then that was my purse. It was a Michael Kors. It was a little bit bigger than what I wanted it to be, but it was an added bonus that I could sneak in a bottle of water into the auditorium at least, you know. So that's the end of the Makeup Mayhem section. All right, bye.